What is going on, everyone? Breaking news, Urban Meyer has been suspended for the first 3 games of the season. Now, when you look at Ohio State and their schedule, you have Oregon State, Rutgers, which are 2 games that you should win, and then you're at TCU, which right now is ranked 16th in the country, but obviously that can change depending on how the first couple weeks play out. Let's be real, they shouldn't have an issue with the first 2 games of the season. That should be a win regardless, just based off the talent that they have on the football field. Now, if you didn't know, if you don't follow the sports world too much, there was an issue with Urban Meyer, the head coach of Ohio State, and he knew, he didn't know, he knew, he didn't know about his former coach and physical abuse that happened between him and an ex-wife of his. And this dated back to quite some years ago, but it came down, the breaking news just came down now, that Urban Meyer has been suspended for 3 games. Now, he was put on administrative leave, he was getting paid, you didn't really know what exactly was going to happen. I mean, some people were calling for his firing, saying he needed to get kicked out. There's no way you can coach this if he didn't report it the right way, if he didn't report it the proper way. He lied to the media about it. Fire him, fire him. Now, I'm outside looking in, right? And I'm going to be honest, I didn't dial into this case too much. I wasn't too heavily involved into it. But as someone looking into this, if you're an Ohio State fan and you want Urban Meyer to stay there, which I'm going to be honest with you, my take on it is receive some punishment for it. No need to call for his firing. I don't think he needs to get fired. I think it's fine, right? I mean, he gets, what's the word I'm looking for here? He pays his dues, right? He gets a 3-game suspension. He has to get penalized for his actions, regardless of how serious it was. He gets penalized. He's missing 3 games now, and you're talking about a team without a head coach. Each week means so much. You can't lose more than 1 or 2 football games in college football and expect to make a run for the national championship. We're talking about Ohio State, who has national championship-like qualities. You know, it does some damage to not have your head coach for the first couple weeks. It takes a toll on the team. There's a lot of outside media getting to you. You got to have that team come together and really find a way to bond and trust one another and get through all the outside media, because it's a distraction. It's a big-time distraction. So this does do a lot. It does do a lot for the Ohio State players. Like I said, I didn't dissect the case. But as I see it, I think he needs to take a little bit of responsibility for what happened. Regardless the extent of it, he's taking responsibility. He's got a 3-game suspension. You lose Oregon State, Rutgers, and TCU. And like I said, just because they're unranked teams, you never know what can happen. This could seriously factor into the point where maybe they're not as ready. Maybe they do lose one of these games. Maybe Rutgers comes out and seriously gets it done against Ohio State, and then they lose to TCU. Anything can happen. So this really could change the outcome of the season. It will. It will affect this culture and locker room for the time being. So the 3 games does do something. When he returns, maybe he gets it going again, but the distraction's there without a doubt. It's not the end of the world. It could be a lot worse. It wasn't the worst decision made if you're an Ohio State fan. Just 3 games. 3 games. Just 3. Start the season. But they got to make sure they get this thing going on the right track, because it can spiral downwards real quick. Real quick. So let me know what you think down below on the 3-game suspension. Do you think he should have got more? Do you think he should have got less? Do you think they nailed it? You know, it's a real issue. I mean, obviously, abusing a spouse is no joke. No joke. Now, it wasn't him who did it. Let's make that clear. It was an old coach of his. And did he report it? That's the issue here. That's the issue. So let me know what you think down below. Urban Meyer suspended 3 games. First 3 of the season. See you guys next time.